Hello, welcome friends of the Slobodan Milosevic International Committee. Very sorry that we have to meet in this way. We have to meet virtually. I was really looking forward to coming to Belgrade and seeing you all in person. It's unfortunate that this is the way it has to be. One day, who knows, we will overcome this COVID craziness. So in lieu of that, in lieu of a personal presence, I'll make a few remarks. I have submitted a paper entitled "The Strange Death of Slobodan Milosevic and Its Cover-Up by the ICTY." The title tells you pretty much what you would expect. Why did I write this? Well, if you go back to March the 24th, 1999, when NATO launched its act of aggression, its 11-week bombing campaign against the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. That campaign followed the issuance of an ultimatum. This ultimatum, the NATO ultimatum, like the ultimatum issued by Austria-Hungary in July 1914, was geared toward triggering a rejection and thereby enabling an act of aggression. That's what NATO did. What the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia did, much as Serbia in 1914, was an act of extraordinary bravery, set upon by a 19-member NATO alliance. The Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, led by Milosevic, said, no, we will not accept an unjust and humiliating ultimatum. We will not accept NATO theft of our land. We will not accept NATO marching up and down our country as if it's NATO's personal property. There was an amazing act of bravery. It was an honorable act. It was an act of bravery. And what Serbia did, what the Serb people did, was to show national dignity, that there are certain things that are more important than just simply going along to get along, to accepting things as they are, because big, powerful states tell you to do something. So the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia said no. We know what happened then. A horrific 11-week bombing campaign, thousands killed, the air polluted, bridges destroyed, roads, factories, everything devastated. And in the end, when finally an agreement was signed, the Serbs had achieved something. They had managed to retain their dignity. The national honor had been restored, and the terms that the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia signed were far better than what was on offer before the start of the bombing campaign. What happened then was, of course, that the NATO powers welched on the agreement and stole Kosovo, which is precisely what they had promised in 1999 not to do. So this act of an amazing resilience, amazing bravery, was very inspiring for me, for many other people. But even more inspiring than that was the act of bravery on the part of President Milosevic when he was kidnapped in Belgrade and hauled off to The Hague for the International Criminal Tribunal for former Yugoslavia. Because what he did there was really to promote and champion and affirm the cause of the Serbian people. Because up against a court that was always going to find him guilty, up against judges, mostly coming from NATO countries, prosecutors coming from NATO countries, a stacked deck, a jurisprudence that was created in order to find Serbs guilty. Stacked against all of that, he insisted first on representing himself, because as president, as leader of his people, he did not need a mouthpiece to speak on his behalf. He spoke on behalf of the Serbian people. And he did it with an amazing knowledge, insight, humor, and everything that the prosecutors and the judges want to say, because the judges were clearly in the business of thwarting his defense. Everything that they throw at him, he threw right back at them. Many of us remember his exchanges with, as he called him, Господин May, Mr. May, who repeatedly, consistently, constantly interrupted his cross-examinations, because he was there to protect the NATO cause. And each time they got into any kind of an exchange, always May came off as looking much worse. So out of this extraordinary performance from Milosevic, I wrote a book. This is Bombs for Peace. It was published by Amsterdam University Press. Because what Milosevic achieved was not just that he affirmed the honor and integrity of the Serbian people. What he achieved was an act of revelation, an act of truth. He exposed what had really happened during the breakup, the forcible breakup of Yugoslavia, and the NATO aggression that followed it both in Bosnia-Herzegovina and then, of course, in Kosovo. Now, what happened then? Well, you know, NATO, and that means its tool, the ICTY, weren't just going to let things go like this. And so Milosevic died. Natural causes, of course, the ICTY insisted, the media, of course, repeated it. But the more we learned about his death, and the more we heard the ICTY's self-serving explanations, their devious accusations against Milosevic, the more his death seems something very different from their account. So the claim that he died of natural causes is simply not viable. There was far more to it than that. And please read my essay. At the very least, you can say that the ICTY showed negligence towards its most famous prisoner, but more likely something much more sinister happened. I collect the evidence, I present it, I hope in a fair and a truthful manner, and I hope someday that there will be a proper UN Security Council's initiated investigation of the death of Slobodan Milosevic. It's important for truth, it's important for history, and it's important for the freedom of the world. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you someday soon. Bye-bye.